Now, what about citizens who are aging, who are maybe older, who aren't as familiar with using technology? How is this going to impact them?
So I think of my mother, who is not going to use her phone. Her flip phone doesn't have the mobile capability to be able to fill out a form, and it won't. And she's going to be continuing to go to her family to do that. We're not eliminating paper, right? I mean, there are many, many reasons why that's not going to be eliminated. What we're trying to do is, as we roll out the systems, we expect that some percentage of citizens will always use paper for good reasons. But what we are trying to figure out is, how do we take that paper, and as opposed to putting it through the traditional process, how are we going to create teams that can take that paper and ingest it into our system very quickly, so we will perform the data entry on behalf of the citizen? How do we do that internally so that that paper form can be processed with the same cycle time as an electronic form? We've been very careful about thinking about, so are we giving all the advantage in terms of speed to those who file electronically? And are we going to disadvantage anyone who files on paper? And so we're thinking through that, how are we going to even out the playing field? So when my mom files her exemption on paper, she gets the same speed in terms of throughput as someone who used e-filing. Obviously, we want to have as many people use electronics as we can, but we see that there's going to always be a need to do that, and we need to think through that very carefully as we deal with the paper that will remain behind for good reason.
So is this saving the city time and money as well?
We're definitely saving time, and we expect to see fairly good dollar savings, but our focus has been on time. And one of the other things that I don't want to mitigate, and we haven't talked about, is risk management. So we have an aging population in the city and in the state. And these folks have a tremendous amount of institutional knowledge, but they also have earned a very, very nice retirement package that they will take very soon. So one of the things that we've been trying to do is to make sure that as a result of this project, we begin to understand how these systems work. How do we take that institutional knowledge and document it? And any large system cutover project like what we're doing forces you to do that, so that now we can have written down processes and we can have that institutional knowledge on paper, so that when people take advantage of the retirements they've earned and have a right to take, we're not in a dire situation if we miss the wrong, if we have a single point of failure. So we've been very focused not only on how do we make the systems more efficient for the citizens and for the business, but also how do we capture the business processes that have been over time coded into the application and not written anywhere. And this effort has forced us to write everything down, which has been very positive.